What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Phil's practice room. Today, I haven't planned a lot today, actually. So we're probably going to go through the motions, not in a bad way, but just a regular sort of practice day for me, as this is basically what I'm doing. I'm documenting my getting back into shape. Since I haven't had the opportunity to play a lot in the last few months, so I'm basically going through all the exercises um, that I've regularly come back to maintain and improve my playing. I thought that maybe we could do a little bit of kind of a recording session today, but we'll see how we feel. A little bit of housekeeping. I love saying that. It's like a real podcaster. A little bit of housekeeping, as per usual. The connection is not great. Sometimes the stream the stream goes into sort of buffering and loading and all of that. Apologies, only a week to go before my internet provider gives me a much better upload speed, and that should hopefully solve that problem. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to dig into the machine and figure out exactly what's wrong with the stream. Because if it's not the upload speed, then I really have no idea what it is. Grab your bases. I'm taking my super fancy Harley Benton Toman, Toman's own brand PB20 Progressive something series, which, like I always say, is truly a fantastic instrument for beginners or intermediate or even advanced players. Get yourselves one. It's a great instrument. Might require a little bit of setting up, but once you do, if you know your way around the bass a little bit, you can get to a really good place with this instrument. Very, very comfortable. And I like to practice on this one because obviously, get the camera down a bit. Just like Jaco in that famous Jaco Pastorius in that very famous bass course that he does with Jerry Germot. He sometimes used to put a P bass neck on his jazz bass because the neck being a lot chunkier than your jazz bass, it would require a lot more strength, and let's just say it's just more hard work. The P bass neck is a bit more hard work when it comes to mobility and reaching because it's a lot chunkier at the top, which makes for excellent practice. Practice on an instrument that's a bit more challenging to tame. That way, when you go back to your favorite instrument, everything just feels like butter, super easy. Butter. I don't know why I said it like that. Butter. So, let's put a little click on. Mic's working. Bass is coming through. Let's put a little click on at 60 BPM and go through our favorite exercises. There should be a click of, there's always an issue with this Logic capture thing. Come on. Logic. There we go. Click coming through. Lovely. One finger per fret exercise. First variant obviously being the most basic one. One finger per fret, starting on fret 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, then moving to the A string, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then back down. Turn the volume up a bit for me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and... so you can hear all the mistakes. Ooh. Let's play some eighth notes. Let's switch it up a bit. Since this isn't very challenging for me, even if I was to repeat this and play it very, very slowly, my fingers are strong enough to withstand that level of solicitation on the muscle, which means it's not very. I'm not really going to get a burning sensation in my left hand with this particular exercise, because I've done it so many times and it's not super challenging. Obviously, if you're a beginner, do start with this exercise because that's the foundation of everything. But second variation, which is a lot more challenging all of a sudden, you basically do the same thing on the way up in terms of notes. So for the first string, it's the exact same thing, except when we move to fret 9 with our index finger on the A string, we keep the other three fingers firmly pressed down, gently but firmly pressed down, as if you were required to play these notes, and move them one by one as slowly as possible. And I'm gonna try and do this one super seriously, because I know I've been skimming a bit as of late, and I'm gonna try and reposition myself a little bit, because this is not very good for my shoulders when I'm like this. Okay, microphone's still on. I'm going to try and switch positions a little bit. That way my shoulder is not in this awkward position. Right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. On the way down, we do 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I'm out of tune. My bass is detuned by a semitone. So technically now you would be on fret 9, 10, 12. 10, 11, 12. We're going to play this next one twice as fast. I'm starting to get that burning sensation. Which means we're doing it right. Nearly there, guys. Last one, come on. Ooh. Quite painful then at the end. Man, it's great exercise, but boy is it demanding on your left hand. And this is exactly what we need to do to train the muscles in the left hand. They are, as I said before, they're type 1 muscle fibers, which means they don't respond to the same kind of stimuli that make, let's say, for instance, the bicep muscle grow, or the leg muscles grow, or the shoulder muscles grow. Because the muscles of the hand are responsible for tiny, very precise movements and firm holds, like carrying and painting, drawing, writing, all of these sort of things. These muscles are best trained by muscles that focus on endurance and static holds, isometric, what they call. So holding positions is pretty much the only way to train these muscles effectively, as opposed to heavy weights and let's say more explosive or type of weight training that you would use for biceps, for shoulders, for chest, for legs. These muscles, being type 2 fibers, respond more to progressive overload. These muscles in the hand and in the forearm, which help with prehension, are best trained with endurance exercises. That means, sadly, that we are faced with a bit of a conundrum as bass players, as instrument players in general, which is the types of exercises that do produce the best results are also the most boring ones, because they require they require to be longer to really challenge our endurance capability. On the other hand, it's also an opportunity to come up with cool ways to practice. Because if something's really boring, there's got to be a way around it, right? There's got to be a way around it. There's got to be a way to make it more interesting. To address that particular problem, I've come up with my own method, which revolves around playing, well, basically scouring the huge musical database that we have, known as whatever streaming service you use, or your own CD, vinyl, cassette library, which is just play music that challenges you technically. Find songs by Stevie, or your favorite metal band, or your favorite, I don't know, ska band or whatever, and find the little technical aspects in these songs that you need to work on, and build yourself a nice library of tunes that contain within themselves these exercises. For instance, one finger per fret, if you think about it, well, that there are ways to turn these exercises into musical pieces. And obviously, in this case, I was playing some kind of blues line, some kind of walking, shuffle-y blues line. Well, what a great opportunity to practice our one finger per fret exercises by, for instance, playing. Do I have Mladui? I wonder if I do have a kind of bluesy backing drum track. Yeah, that'll do it. You see what I mean? It's just a very simple very simple shuffle track, and you can just use. And you can add all sorts of flourishes. Obviously, your imagination is the limit. But there are ways to sort of circumvent the law. There are ways to circumvent the boredom or the intrinsic the intrinsic sort of slightly tedious aspect of these one finger preferred exercises. But the good thing is, it's a good exercise because it's kind of agnostic as to what type of music you're playing. Now, you should be doing both. You should be playing both to improve your musicality, playing in context, using these exercises in a musical context, because that's the whole fun. In fact, that's the whole point of music and change, of practicing in general. But if you had to pick between the two, it depends on your situation. If you only have, let's say, 20 minutes every day to practice, and you really struggle to get into the mood, you struggle with discipline, you struggle with having fun with it, you just can't get in the mood to just sit down and play. You just can't be asked to just sit with a microphone, with a metronome, and play these very simple, very boring exercises. Boring but necessary. Well, in that case, if it's a binary choice between practicing and practicing by playing along to songs as kind of a crutch, go with the songs, because at least you're practicing several things at the same time. Your musicality, your tempo, your groove, your accents, your dynamics, left hand, right hand control. All of these things do obviously come together when you're playing a real song. But when you're practicing an exercise, yeah, these are all fantastic at addressing directly some very fundamental lacunes or weaknesses you might have in your playing. But because they're so specific, sometimes they don't cover the same kind of ground as playing along to your favorite songs would. Now, playing along to your favorite songs, it can be a little bit of a double-edged sword, because they can be your favorite songs because you like playing them, which means you're not really challenging yourself. Well, that's the other aspect of playing to songs, is you do have to keep adding new songs to your playlist and keep focusing on hitting that challenge, getting to that sort of struggle sweet spot. That is the part of practicing or playing where you're still improving while still having fun, which means you have a little bit more motivation to sit down and play because you're having fun, or at least some amount of fun, but you're still challenging yourself. And these two things are super, 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 super important to keep in mind and make sure happen in your practice. What else can we do today? Well, another example, from my perspective, another great example of favorite tunes that can never stop being challenging are songs like "Do I Do" by Stevie Wonder. If you've never heard the song, you're truly, truly, truly missing out, because it's one of Stevie's funkiest, coolest, busiest arrangements, and it's just a I won't play too much. I think I'm already over the bar for copyright, no, not copyright strike, but some kind of copyright notification. Anyway, if you can, make yourself a little backing track. I know this one is it's really, really bare bones, because the arrangement in the original song is so layered and jam-packed with instruments and arrangements, and it's obviously really well mixed. But that doesn't mean you can't it's like going back to this idea of just that extra little bit of motivation. Make your backing track kind of sound nice. If you don't know how to do that, go on to my Patreon right there, and several of these tracks are available for you to download, or I think at least listen to. Doesn't cost anything. Go check it out, guys. Leave a comment if you think that can be improved, or if it's missing something cool. I'd love to know about it. And you can make the great thing about this particular song is you can make it as hard as you want. You can start really simple. You know what I mean? It's like I was getting pretty tired by the time I got to that song, because when it's only you, there's nobody else to carry you, so you feel like you have to play a lot harder, which is definitely something I should be working on. But in any case, Do I Do? Fantastic tune, guys. Super, super strongly recommend that you do give that song not only a listen. There it is, right there. Go check it out. Do I Do by Stevie Wonder. What beautiful song, beautiful tune, and really uplifting as well. It's just, what else do you want? What else does the que veut le peuple, as we say in French? Que veut le peuple? Another cool song, which is great for your right hand, is, don't save this, is What Is Hip by the great and late the band Tower of Power, but late as in the bass player Francis Rocker Prestia, who passed away a few years ago, not very long ago, in the 2020s. What Is Hip? I'll play a little bit of the song so you've got the title in the now playing on the Spotify bit. Listen to that bass line. Absolute foundational type of bass playing, funk. Super, super important to have that in your under your belt. Yeah, to have that kind of stuff under your belt, to have the ability to go into this kind of groove, if appropriate, when appropriate, or even if not, why not? In any case, I made my own little version of that tune. I know it's not the same, I get it, but now I do get to practice as if I was playing the Play with ghost notes as well. I don't really know what I'm doing there, so I kind of lost it a little bit there because my forearm was starting to burn a little bit. That's exactly what you want. Here we get some. You don't have to play the exact riff. But just this exercise itself, there's so much in there that can open up your practice. You know, you can play. Let me pause that for a sec. Turn it down a little bit. You can play long notes. You know, if you're a beginner, start simple. It's looping, great. Very simple. Play straight notes, straight 8 notes. If you're more confident, or try to alternate, you know. If it's a little bit too demanding in terms of right hand technique, just play 8 notes and then every other bar. And then take a break. No problem. That's cool. You can stay there forever. And then when I'm ready again, another one of those one finger perfect. So many things you can do with a little bit of inspiration. Just pick a song that you like and try to reproduce the drum pattern, the drum section, and just play along to it. Obviously, you don't have to do that per se, although it's a cool exercise to identify what the drummers are doing. But that's not quite what we're talking about here. Here, we're just talking about, well, me being able to stream without all sorts of copyright claims. Therefore, I have to resort to these kinds of little mechanisms, which I still hope and I think are totally legit and legal, quite possibly. Another tune that I love to practice to. I played it earlier, that kind of like shuffle. Can slow it down. Oh yeah. Obviously having a little bit of fun there. But there it is, guys. It's just such a cool tool to be able to access, to just have a completely bare bones drum track that you can change the tempo of. Like, if I want to play a super fast shuffle, gonna start sounding a little bit weird because that's not a very, yeah. You've all recognized the tune? Isn't she lovely, Stevie Wonder? Brilliant. How many tunes can we just milk from this one from this one track? Obviously, this was initially this was supposed to be Black Velvet. Black Velvet by oh, what a listen to this bass line. Such a good bass line. One. Da, 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 one. Ba, ba. Very simple, very effective. What a way to do une entrée en matière. What a way to open, what a way to set the stage for the singer. Played with that kind of, just, you can't help but just bob your head to this kind of groove. It's just so freaking relentless. The drive in these tunes, absolutely love it. Great practice opportunity. Again, guys, I really apologize for the poor quality of the stream. It really pains me that that it's just so bad. But It will start improving next week, no doubt, no doubt. And tomorrow I'm absolutely scheduling this stream and I'm releasing new stuff because I did have a lot of things to do today, and I didn't have a chance to come up with a bunch of interesting things. Before I leave you guys, I planned on doing roughly 45 minutes, 3/4 of an hour. Going back to these one finger per fret exercises, if I can leave you with another core variant. It's a variant that I think most people refer to as the spider, because the pattern is roughly the same, so one finger per fret, but we're alternating between A string, and E string. You see what I mean? So E string, 9, 10 A string, 11 E string, 12 A string. And then we swap and we do first, what's this one called? Middle finger 10, index finger 9 on fret A, then ring finger fret 11 on A string, and pinky on fret 12 on the E string. So the pattern is as such. So like this, and then we do the exact same thing, but alternating between the E string and this time the D string. Oh, I'm a bit buzzy. Let me turn the tone on so you can hear it. And that is a really, really demanding exercise, especially when you get to that last section, which is alternating between the E string and the G string, which is a little bit mental, but I happen to be a little bit of, I'm a little bit touched in that sense. And I think if you're here, well, you probably are as well. So welcome. Let's practice together and be touched together. No, that sounds just wrong. Anyway, let's just be a little bit crazy together, because after all, we are putting ourselves through we're putting ourselves through pain consistently. So yeah, I suppose we're a little bit mental. What? Look at that, boy. Pinky finger on E string fret 12 and ring finger fret 11 on the G string. And then once we've done that, we go back down. I'm not gonna lie, this exercise is particularly difficult in this area of the neck and this area of the neck. So I'm gonna do it here because it's a little bit easier, and hopefully I can demonstrate a whole section, a whole cycle of it. Gotta be honest with yourself. One more time. I did cheat a little bit. If you noticed, if you caught that, I did play a bar chord here. That's not what you're supposed to do. One more time. That's what you're supposed to do. Even just doing that one cycle up, then down, just really gets the juices flowing in your left hand. Don't do this if you're not, don't play through pain for long periods of time. Your muscles will respond to these kind of stimuli, that is true, but try to play through the pain for somewhere between 5 and 10 seconds, then take a breather, shake it off, do a little bit of stretching, a little bit of hand movements, put your hands down below your heart to get the get the blood flowing, the flow of blood back, the blow of flood back to your hands. You know what I mean. But don't play through pain for extended periods of time, because that's how you injure yourself, and that's how you make sure you're never going to touch your instrument again. Do be careful, but it is, if you apply this simple rule, it's not that easy to hurt yourself. Only if you play a whole gig, for instance, regularly. or you practice for 20 minutes through pain non-stop every day with poor technique, give your hands, the point is to give your hands the time to bulletproof themselves. That means dip your toe a little bit further into the water every day, consistently. But don't go full on, 20 minutes of pain and 20 days of no playing after that, because you just, you can't open a jug, you can't open a bottle of water without injuring yourself. And I've been in that situation myself, especially with my right hand, because like the muscles of my forearm are actually quite developed, which means that they do sometimes take over other muscles where they shouldn't, and that's led to quite a bit of injury around this particular muscle here. Not good at all, because that's these are the muscles that allow you to lift your fingers off the strings. So if you can't do that, you're in trouble. You're in trouble for sure. I want to close with a fun tune to play that I haven't played in a while, and I don't know which one I'm going to do today. I'm actually tuned in E flat, which means I could play this lovely tune by Lady, formerly known as Lady Antebellum, now known as Lady A. That's the extent of my music history knowledge. Anyway, this bass line is so cool and bouncy and interesting, and the message of the song as well. It's a really cool message. I'll just leave it at that. There it is. I am a little bit of I've got a soft spot for cheesy tunes like that. Yeah, I'm in E. Good.
She can hold my dreams right there in her pocket and shoot down fear with your hand. She's a parachute, bulletproof. Oh, she's the softest place to land. On the front line, she's a statue, a safe place to run to, the strength I need to get through every day.
Listen to this bass line.
So if anybody thinks I'm a hero, when they watch me walk right into the flames, I'm just marching to the sound of her heartbeat. Yeah, I'm a soldier, but if I'm a soldier, she's an army, an army, an army. Yeah, she's an army, an army, an army. I ain't never been one to back down from the battle. Yeah. And she knows that better than anyone. When I'm under fire, when it's down to the wire, I know she's my loaded gun. So if anybody thinks I'm a hero, when they watch me walk right into the flames, I'm just marching to the sound of her heartbeat. Yeah, I'm a soldier, but if I'm a soldier, she's an army, an army, an army. Yeah, she's an army, an army, an army. Oh, yeah. On the front line, she's a statue, a safe place to run to, the strength I need to get through every day. So if anybody thinks I'm a hero, when they watch me walk right into the flames, I'm just marching to the sound of her heartbeat. Yeah, I'm a soldier, but if I'm a soldier, she's an army, an army, an army. Yeah, she's an army, an army, an army. Ooh, she's an army, an army, an army. If I'm a soldier, yeah, if I'm a soldier, she's an army.
What a killing bass line. Only. Okay, let's limit ourselves in terms of copyright claims. Guys, check this tune out, Army by Lady A, the one I was just playing. No, this one. There we go. What a beautiful bass line. Super, super intricate. I mean, what a way to finish a cycle. You wouldn't picture that much, that many sort of accentuated octaves being played in a sort of pop country love song. But there, I don't know, it just works perfectly. What a truly awesome bass line. Strongly recommended. Sometimes you find great bass playing on super simple songs. I mean, granted, this song is only simple in appearance. I know there's a lot of complexity that goes into crafting these beautiful pop tunes, but it's just so cool to find like little gems, little nuggets of cool bass lines buried in tunes that are not particularly targeted at musicians, if you know what I mean. The audience of Lady A is not particularly, bass players. Clever ones, though. Clever ones will hear it, they'll know, and they'll be like, ooh, somebody has put a lot of time and effort, and they're not taking their audience for fools, because every aspect of this tune is top-notch. And that being said, guys, I hope you had as good a time as I did. I love doing this stuff. I love talking about the songs that I like, the bass lines that move me, and answering all sorts of questions. If you guys happen to have any, do let me know. Would love to get a conversation going. But that's the process that we're going through at this point, and that's cool. That's part of it. I'm getting better at it, and hopefully at some point there'll be an audience that relates to what I'm doing, and we can all have a good time together. Guys, go check out my YouTube channel, Twitch. If you're watching on Twitch, you're there. On YouTube, I'm on Twitch as well, dude. Patreon with a bunch of free resources. Not a lot yet, but there will be a lot more to come. Phil de Hover on Instagram. Go check it out. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday tomorrow, or a lovely evening tonight, or both, if you're that lucky. Toodles. Thanks for joining me today.